So if you guys want to go up to your table, right now, Sharon, it'll be great. We're ready.
Dealers, we got 27 minutes left of 15-3-3. Dealers, shuffle up and deal.
Now, Carl and Logan, put your cards right on top of each other so the whole thing is inside the box.
7 folds.
You're good now. You're good.
Okay. I want to make a difference by bit at 133.
Okay,
Eight folds. 10 raising. 8,500. 1 fold, 2 fold. Three re-raises, 25,000. Four goes all in. Then fold. Call. 3 calls.
Give me a 3 count. Go ahead. Go ahead. Press up 2. Yeah, and this is what they'll see every time. We're at 40, so we're good to go.
No, you're going to lose my hand either way. I have to be done up the fold. My kicker would have played on 5-4. Yeah, I love Where you fall from? What did you fall? They wait 15 minutes.
Seven fold.
Oh, he wore cards and remote.
Any cards?
Okay.
Any 8, 7.
Well,
Well,
8 raises. 7,500. 10 fold. 1 fold. 2 fold. 3 all in. 4 fold. Six fold.
okay, here we are. This is Eric Anderson with the feature table at Champions Social. Event number 7, the $400 Mega Stack, underway. We have Edgar with pocket 10s and Carl all in with the ace queen. Edgar calls. We have Peng in the background teaching Danielle how to run the action tracker. Queen and a 10 on the flop, so Edgar gets Edgar gets the set when Carl gets top pair. He has a flush draw. And, okay, he went too quickly. Let's see if Peng can teach him what to do. I'm going to go explain to the dealer quickly what's going on.
See that? It didn't go. I didn't see it.
What you have to do, you were too far off, so you want to be in it, so make sure you're, no, we're not, everything except for the river.
I did ask.
So then,
It was the hard.
did you this time? Okay, perfect. So, if it ever happens where it doesn't do that, you manually type it in like I showed you.
Yeah, I put mine clean.
Perfect. So I'm gonna do it right now. You following me? Some of them are missing.
Okay, Jeff. So that's been a common mistake that most dealers have made. There's an antenna in front of all of these players, and then there's a board antenna right in front of the dealer. And for some reason, they all start just a little bit off center, and so by the time they get to the river, they're off the antenna and it doesn't read. So it's the decal on there is not very bright and noticeable, so they miss it. And it's a very common mistake. I think almost all of the dealers have done that. So I just explained to him what to do, and he'll be good to go now. Let's look at the chip stacks really quickly. Timothy, way up top with 362,000. That's not a typo. I verified. He has 120 big blinds. In this mega stack tournament with 50,000 starting stack. So what do you do here, Jeff?
Jeff Aber. I'm a manager here at Champions, so pretty much try to do whatever it takes to get us done.
Whatever
Tell
they
everybody
tell
I'm
you.
the janitor.
What do you do? Yes. I do everything. Yes. We've had a phenomenal series so far. This is event 7. We've been streaming every day a feature table, and then the final tables. Everything except for the mixed game, we've streamed the final table of.
Yeah, players are having a blast and loving it, and players as well as dealers are getting their little moments of fame there, being on TV.
It's exciting.
Absolutely.
I saw some other places were streaming it in their card room. Also, they were have it up on the TVs off of Twitch or YouTube channel. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, seeing a lot of advertisement for checking out Houston Poker. And, a lot of locals become celebrities and stuff. Like the other day with Ian, on the table, a lot of people pulling for him.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a great event so far.
Hand me that piece of paper. So today is Tuesday. I'm going to go through the schedule really quickly. 3 o'clock, the triple draw 3-game mix, $400 buy-in. That was event 8. That's currently going on. Tonight at 6 p.m., event 9 is the $400 PLO double black chip bounty. So that's tonight at 6 o'clock. $400 PLO double black chip bounty. And then tomorrow, Wednesday the 27th at 10 a.m., we have a mega satellite, a $135 buy-in. At 11 a.m., we have event 10, which is the $400 no limit hold'em double black chip bounty. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. We have event 11 at 3 p.m., the Lone Star PLO Championship $600 buy-in. And then at 6 p.m. tomorrow, event 12, a $250 No Limit Hold'em Turbo event. Let's get to the action. We've got Carl in the 3 seat with Ace King, raising to 8,000, and then Logan right behind him with Ace King. And he 3-bets to 27,000. Everybody else is going to get out of the way. And what typically happens when players have the same card is the most aggressive player wins the hand when nobody hits. But it's going to be bet, re-raise, 4-bet all in.
I would expect to see an all-in and a call here.
What are the blinds? The blinds are 3,000. So yeah, he's got 20 big blinds. Going to get it all in with Ace King, and now Carl has 2 flush draws against Logan's 1 flush draw. And it's a split pot. Could have been exciting. If we got the flop turn and river, it could have been really exciting for Carl.
Right, right. If that would have came on a flop, then yeah, definitely got a sweat going on there.
We've got Haley in the background there. She's been on the feature table, I think, 3 times this week. She's made the final table, made it to the feature table. Fan favorite.
She's having a great series so far.
And she's been in the commentator's booth when she unfortunately busts out. She got her aces cracked yesterday. It was so dirty. The person, I think, had pocket 7s on a 10-3-3, and he had 1 out because somebody had folded the 10 of hearts, and the 7 of diamonds came on the turn just as I was saying he's only got 1 out, and there it is. It was ugly. Okay. Carl calls with a suited ace. Nope, excuse me, Carl folded. Now, Pang is training Danielle how to use the action tracker, so I expect a lot of errors learning how to do this, and that's why we do it right now, level 10, level 11, before it gets really important.
Right.
We want to start practicing.
Makes sense.
And actually, looks like Peng left her alone, so we'll see how she does back there. I spent a few minutes with her before the tournament started, and we'll see what happens. So Logan raises to 7,500, and Greg calls with the pocket 5s. And it's really confusing, not only being your first time, but if the players start messing up or the dealer doesn't communicate properly, it's going to be really hard for her to keep up with the action. But it looks like we have 3 players, and it looks like we've got we're going to a flop. 7 deuce. That's bold of Rick to call with the in the big blind.
Yeah, it was only 4.5K more. So why not peel it off?
Yep. There's a lot of equity in that pot, but the first one to bet's going to take it when everybody misses. I would have liked Greg with position to fire at this, and Rick's going to steal it right now with a 2. I don't. Yeah. That's why we call it 7 deuce. And just like that.
Did he show?
I don't know if he showed or not. You can't hear anything, can you?
No.
Is that better? Still nothing? Nothing? Sure. Somewhere. Nothing still? Now it is? Okay. Still? Okay. How you doing, Tom?
Good.
Why are you in here? You just have walking chips?
Yeah, We had a few interesting spots in this tournament. And never.
Were you in the triple draw?
No, we were.
Oh,
I was in
you were
this
in the
room.
mega stack.
Yeah, and we got down to about 40. I just never accumulated chips today.
Okay.
I got it all in with aces against Derek Contreras' 9, and of course there was a 9 in the river. So we've been crippled
For
ever
maximum
since. But
pain.
for
Are you out
almost? Now I'm out,
Now
but
you're
I've
out.
been
Oh.
crippled for most of the
For a
tournament
while.
since then.
Okay, well, welcome to the booth. Would
Yeah.
you want to stick around? Because
I'm
Jeff's
willing.
a busy guy. He's got stuff to do.
I will be playing the PLO Bounty 6, but yeah, I can definitely do that.
I'll turn
We
it
would
over to
enjoy
you.
that.
Yeah,
Run
absolutely.
Don't
around
mind,
and-
Jeff? All right, hey, thanks, Jeff.
Ah, no problem.
All right.
So
The
I've
commentating duo of Tom Hudson and Eric Anderson. Give
actually
Jeff a break.
already been informed. We have a couple local legends on this feature table.
Oh, who do we have?
The two that we're looking at right now,
Edgar and Will.
I believe one is Edgar,
Edgar's in the 8 seat.
and the other one must be Will.
Will
Yeah.
in the 10 seat.
I guess Edgar is the one to beat from what I have heard.
Okay.
So, looks like he is coming in pretty short. He has about what I had.
He's got about a starting stack.
Yeah, once we moved to the stream room, that's about what I had. So we're working with what? 6 or no, we're at 3K now. So we're
Blinds just went up.
15 bigs. Ricky's gonna take that down with
Okay.
Ace King.
I will be right back. Danielle needs a little help out there. So take over, Tom, and I'll be right back.
So in this final table, I don't know how much you guys have discussed, but Timothy with a pretty reasonable stack. I don't even have him. I think we got some chip stack. There we go. Logan with 55, 50 bigs. Logan actually also made the final table of event number 1, the kickoff. I believe he got 7th, got it in with a pretty large pair and was sucked out against, if I remember. We've got Carl in the small blind waking up with 8s. Action's going to be on Greg with King 10. Could see Will come along with Queen Jack of Hearts as well, depending on how the action proceeds here. Greg's going to raise the King 10 of Diamonds.
Raise it to 11K.
Edgar does fold Queen Jack of Hearts. Do have to keep in mind he only has, what, 15 bigs? What are blinds at?
Blinds are 3,000.
Yep, 15 bigs then.
Who has 15 bigs?
Edgar. He made the fold with Queen Jack. So Carl's got a decision here with pocket 8s. At 58K, we're obviously looking at one of 2 decisions here.
Do you put 25% of your stack in?
No, I don't think that's an
fold?
option.
And he just
Yeah, he just elects to fold. I think the 2 decisions there were 2 fold or 2 shift.
And I prefer a little snugger right now.
And I don't mind. What's crazy is even with a shorter stack, there's so much play left in this tournament that
Yeah.
I don't mind the.
Let me pull up those chip stacks again. So even Edgar with 15 big blinds is still in it.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's one thing that's been really great about the Lone Star Series is even these weekday tournaments have just allowed for so much play. It's made it extremely fun. I have found that Texas Poker does play a little faster. Average stacks seem to be a little higher when we move into this room. People are not shy to
They're not afraid to get it in
get the
middle.
chips in, so that does allow for a little more play once we do move into the side room.
I found out the cash game, if you want to beat somebody here in Houston, you have to show them the best hand.
You do. This is no fold'em hold'em is what we've dubbed it here in Texas. I've been spending quite a bit of time down here in Texas in the past few months, though, so it has been a blast.
Super fun. This is the first time I've been here, and I'm having so much fun.
Logan's going to take that down with a raise 10-5. Doesn't surprise me at all. Logan likes to mix it up quite a bit. He's a pretty talented player.
So the error that Danielle had, through no fault of her own,
somebody busted on an outside table they had to balance. When they took somebody, she did not know how to remove them from the action tracker.
Gotcha.
So our chip counts are going to be a little bit off because the player who was in the 2 seat, it counted that player as being in and took his chips, gave it to somebody. So our counts are going to be just a little bit off. It's not a big deal at all. Will not affect anything on the table. It's just our viewing will be a couple thousand chips off.
And Edgar is going to shove ace-4 of spades under the gun for, I would assume, it looks to be somewhat correct, maybe a little shorter than 46. Oh, nope, 46 may be pretty close to correct there. Looks like he's got 4 whites on the bottom. He is going to take that down. Not really a hand there that looked to contend.
No,
for sure.
nobody was willing to fight for that one. With those, it was too much to fight for with the hands,
Yeah,
with the stack size
absolutely.
they had, and the cards they were given.
Logan once again putting a stack together. This will be his second deep run if he can continue
Over
to
there
build
in
it
the
up.
4 seat.
You know.
I feel bad. I'm asking these players for their name when they've already been on the feature table like 3 times this week, and everybody's wearing a mask. They
Yeah.
changed clothes. I don't know who any. I posted that this morning. I'm like, I've met hundreds of people. I'm going to have to re-meet them because I don't know what they look like.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw your Facebook post. That was rather comical, but so true. And even as a player, there's just so much going on throughout the week, and we're just playing cards. You know, you're running this whole operation on a constant basis. There's so much. Carl's going to elect a raise with ace-8 off. This is most likely going to go uncontested unless Edgar gets spicy here. He's reaching for chips. Edgar makes the flat with 10-9 off. It's going to take us to a flop. $10-10 jack. And Edgar flops pretty close to the dream
The problem is Carl has nothing to he might
to
continue.
defend. They're both short as well. The only chance Edgar has here to pick up any more chips is for
Check call,
for
check
Carl
call. Hope Carl bluffs at it.
and Carl does. Carl leads out 6K.
Just flat.
Yeah, I think Edgar's
Let him catch an 8.
a solid enough player here. He's just going to
Yeah,
flat,
yeah, for
which
sure.
he does.
Now, that will possibly. I like to. Ooh, now.
That does give Carl an open ender,
Yeah,
even though
he's drawing
it
dead.
fills Edgar up,
Best
which
thing
yeah.
to do is for Edgar just to let him get there. I was going to say I like betting the turn after you call because if your player opponent doesn't have anything, he's going to shut down. So then I like to lead out a little bit. But when you flop him dead, now you got to let him get there.
With the turn card being a 9 there,
You don't mind if he checks back now.
there's no reason
He
to
makes
raise.
16. No, I meant like lead
Yeah.
out. I like to lead out on the turn after I check call the flop.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If he doesn't hit the 9,
Yeah, if he
for
doesn't
sure,
hit 9, then
yeah.
I like to bet because chances are Carl shuts down anyway.
Edgar's doing a little Hollywood in here, but Carl did lead out 16K, so this is kind of Edgar's dream. Edgar flats
Yeah,
again, which
yeah.
I love.
Yes.
There's no reason. Oh, Edgar does go on. He must have announced
it was
all
only a
in.
min clip.
Yeah.
It was only a min raise. He only had 37s behind. It was just over a min raise, and Carl might have. I don't know. He's not calling.
I mean-
that. With open ender and an ace.
I think it's tough to find a call here. I've seen, I was seated next to Carl near the beginning of the tournament, and I've seen some interesting plays.
right.
So I wouldn't 100% say he's going to
I
lay it
would-
down, but I would assume
Yeah.
he's going to lay it down here. I wouldn't
It's,
bet against
it's
it.
almost all his chips. He'll have
Yeah.
like 2 big blinds left if he calls.
Basically for his
And
tournament
doesn't
life,
hit.
for sure.
He can't hit. He doesn't know that. But yeah, that's rough. I'm going to quickly jump onto Facebook and share.
That's what I'm doing currently as well.
It just popped up that we went live.
Oh, and like
did
I said,
call, and-
like I said, Carl does find the call, which I wouldn't
Yeah.
have called there, but I wasn't going to be surprised if he did.
He's probably looking at the pot, and he's going, okay, my ace is good if Edgar has a jack. My queen is good for sure. My 7 is good for sure. So he's trying to calculate pot, and they just hate folding. So
Yeah,
there's that.
It's Texas,
And-
you know, and he does, you know,
But
in his mind
regardless-
he has 8 outs. So
At least if
yeah,
ace is good.
yeah. Some of the time an ace is
And
going to be
I
good.
think being results oriented, the same thing happens if he sees that ace. He's going all in
Absolutely,
because he
yeah.
thinks, yeah, I got there.
Absolutely.
So-
And I think on a paired board there, though, it is hard to find the call. But when you're left with, you know, less than 30K behind,
He's just looking at all the chips he already put in. And hates to give
yeah,
them
a lot of people fear that less than 10 bigs.
Yeah.
But like we were mentioning before, there's still a lot of play in this tournament. Obviously, you'd be left with a push-fold decision, but you know, with a paired board like that, I still think I lean towards
And
letting
Edgar
it
goes
go.
to 105K.
Yeah, and now Edgar's got some playing chips, which from what I hear is not what you want if you're at the table. Carl is going to wake up with 10s with 7K, is that correct?
Carl has 7,000 chips.
Yeah,
just
so
over
he has
bigs.
2 bigs, which is what I had at one point of this tournament, and spun it all the way back up to a starting stack, so who knows what will happen. And he does have 10s. Good hand to look down to when you're
Yeah.
crushed, you know, in the
Especially when you're
previous
under,
spot.
you know, your early position, you're going to get it in. It's only 2 bigs. He's probably going to get the ace to call, and the 5-3 might get 7-1 on his money. Might come along also. I mean,
You never know.
he's got 109,000.
Will was the other local that I was informed about on the feature table for sure, so it's not an automatic fold.
I'd call. He's
I
gonna
like
call
the
4 to
call.
get
I
20.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edgar and Will sharing the wheel cards, though. I mean, we're 24K in the pot, though. Both blinds involved,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Carl won't.
Oh. Edgar is going to finish the job.
Looks
as long as
like
Carl
it.
doesn't hit a
Looks
10
like
or a
it.
king.
Yeah, we're drawn pretty thin at this point.
70%.
Looks like it went
If
check.
poor
check.
Will hits a deuce, poor Edgar if Will hits a deuce.
Yeah, that would be. That. Let's see a deuce on the river. We see another ace. So.
Edgar boats up again for the second time. He boats up,
2 hands in a row against the same opponent.
and Will's not putting any money into this playing the board.
And that's going to be GG's for Carl.
Okay.
So we've got some technical difficulties here.
Yep, it thinks
but
Carl's still in.
doesn't know that Edgar won the pot.
Yeah, I'm not positive what she might have done, but Edgar got all of those chips. So I'm not exactly sure what would have happened. Right?
Yeah, it showed Carl as winning the pot. Which
So Carl's out. I'm
Carl,
gonna take those 24,000 and give it to Edgar after this hand. Remind me to give
Correct.
Edgar 24,000 chips after this hand. So, I know what happened. Here's exactly what happened. Edgar bet, Will folded. All Danielle heard was fold. She hit fold on Edgar.
correct. That makes sense.
Yep.
It's kind of a learning curve.
Oh,
We've got
for sure.
we've got a new staff
Yeah,
member from
Danielle's
Champions, though. Correct.
Champions,
Pretty
Danielle,
awesome.
and she is so
So,
great. She does everything.
I think
here.
she'll pick it up really quick.
She refilled
Edgar
the
waking up
table.
with jacks.
It is Edgar's world.
Sometimes when you run good, you just
And
run
he's
good.
got 24,000 more than that says he has.
Yeah, That is going to be slightly under.
19,500?
I don't think anyone's gonna find a call here. Edgar did 3-bet though
Well,
after Greg opened ace
Greg raised,
5.
and it's only. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg's gonna quickly find a fold there.
So, I'm I'm going to add 24,000 to Edgar's
Edgar.
stack. He had 119.5. I'm going to put him at 1. I'll do math real quick. That would be
144. About.
143.5. I'll have to do it next hand.
Next hand. We'll get it caught up.
Just know Edgar's got an extra 24K behind.
And Edgar finds King Jack in the cutoff.
He'll probably just muck it. It's no good. I mean, compared to
I mean,
his
yeah.
last 3 hands.
Is he going to fill up with? Can he find a boat with King Jack?
8 raises to 8,500. 10 fold. 1 fold.
So Edgar does raise to 8.5, and that's most likely going to get through rather quickly. Ken calls with Jack 6 of clubs. Once again, we are in Texas. We are playing 7-handed currently, I believe. 10-10-9 board. I can't see. Oh, Ken does check. I think I like a lead from Ken there. If he calls the 3-bet,
Yeah, if he just leads out,
yeah, then he may have taken the pot.
a
down.
donk bet.
Yeah.
And it works so good against me. I get so mad when people donk bet into me.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm like, well, you must have it. You know, why don't you let me
Why would you be
continue if
leading
have
here?
something?
Yeah.
And yes. So if he's going to call,
So Edgar's going to bet 5.5. Ken calls
what's,
again.
all right, what's his floating the flop?
Could we have a card wrong?
That's no. I tested all the cards. The
Okay.
cards are correct.
Ken may be setting up for a move here, which
he
would
might be waiting for Edgar to check so he can fire.
which may work as well. Ken,
And
but Ken check
Ken gave up. He
goes
his,
check bet fold.
Yeah, his plan was to probably steal it at some time, but Edgar just didn't give him the chance. And I've got Edgar updated to 163,500 chips. Let's take a look.
So yeah, all from just over 40. He's quadrupled his
So
stack.
Edgar went from the worst to first in 3 hands.
Worst to first. That's always a
No limit
nice little
hold'em,
run.
gentlemen.
Yeah, I just remember talking about how it looked like he may
Yes.
have 4 whites below those few yellows.
He's got a couple more now.
He's got a little bigger stack now. Scott's going to be under the gun with ace 3. He's going to lay that down.
7 fold. 8 fold. 10 fold.
Logan waking up with 5s. Rick 10 jack suited does elect to raise. Looks like 14,000. Logan has an interesting decision here. And he is going to jam, and Rick quickly snaps with 10 jack of spades. This is the second time I've seen Rick quickly snap an all in with 10 jack suited this tournament.
Well, he does have 40% to a royal flush pre-flop.
He does.
So he's got 9
That
outs.
is
He flopped
true.
a gut shot,
And he
hits a
hit
jack.
1.
How disappointed is Logan right
Rick
there? That
finds a double. Wow, and what did Rick had? Does that eliminate Logan, or are these chip stacks wrong?
Logan has 63K left.
It looks like Logan has quite a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got 63.
Oh, those are new counts.
Yep.
Okay, I was gonna say it
As
looks
soon
like
as they
yeah.
bet, it automatically
Gotcha.
updates it.
5, 7, 6, 8, 81.
So 10 jack suited, maybe the hand of the tournament for Rick. If he gets it again, he might be just as quick to put it in.
That's why he's like, yeah, let's go.
Finding great success with it currently. So Logan taking a pretty drastic hit to his stack. He'll be down to 63,000. Still 20 bigs. Edgar's VPIP through this short stream so far, 60%.
Let's look at those. VPIP. Explain VPIP to the viewers at home.
VPIP is voluntarily put in pot. So it's when, you know, voluntarily putting chips in pre-flop, so your small blind and your big blind will not count into VPIP, but anytime you voluntarily put chips in pre, VPIP is usually a pretty good sign of pre-flop aggression, activity from each.
7 fold, 8 fold, 10
Speaking of pre-flop aggression, Edgar, 46%.
calls.
And these numbers are going to be extremely skewed just because we have only
26
played
hands.
26 hands.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's going to be
Yeah.
a
So-
pretty small sample
Yeah,
size
and
for
when you wake
these
up
numbers.
with hand after
but
hand after hand,
exactly. Logan's going to find the hand that
ace 10, he's got blackjack.
eliminated me from the tournament. He's going to be on for 63K. Again, Rick's made some interesting moves. He is going to lay down queen 10. 40% of the way to Broadway, though. So
Yeah.
But he is going to lay that down. Logan's going to pick up a
wasn't
small
suited.
pot. That is very true. And a big factor here in Texas. That extra 3.5%
They like it.
is, they love it. I
first-
love it too, though.
Yeah,
I love it too.
It's so much sexier to have suited cards.
It looks so pretty when you look down and those suits match for sure.
Is my picture-in-picture working? And it's not. I was. Close up for just a second.
So Rick this time going to wake up with ace 10 offsuit.
Fold,
See, Susan, play with the cards, please.
10 fold.
Thank you.
C1 raises to 14,000. C2 fold. C4 fold.
Rick elects to raise to 14K,
7 fold.
and I think that's going to take down the pot, which it does. So we have 29 players left here in the 11th blind level. I believe 12 are taking home cash today. So still
that
a
is
ways.
correct. That is
It is-
correct.
yeah.
We are down to. I had to go turn on my picture-in-picture, and now it shows you we're down to 29 players. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see. Let's pull that up again. 9,000 up top. I only have the final table payouts, which is 1,103, but the rest of them are getting paid also.
One call.
Yeah, and so far I believe we've been moving to a final table at 9. We'll go back
Yes,
to 9-handed.
yes.
One thing I've loved as a player who likes his space is they have been moving down to 8-handed for
Yes.
a lot of the tournament after late red closes, which
Yes.
has been pretty nice. Scott here going to wake up with 9s, elects to raise to 15K.
Yeah, it requires more staff to run shorthanded, obviously.
Yeah, which is, I
But
mean, that's
they're
them
doing
making
it,
a
and it's great for
sacrifice,
the
and
players.
that's what I'm saying. It's nice for us.
Yeah, they have
It's-
room, they have
It's
elbow room,
absolutely, it's more comfortable.
especially big guys like us. who
Yeah,
want some leg
yeah,
room.
Eric, the biggest guy ever, right here. Rick is going to elect to call with 10-8 off.
C1 just
7-5-2. We'll see.
Rick only has 2 outs. Somebody folded the 10 of diamonds.
that's 15,000.
I mean, I think this is an easy check fold.
Yeah.
Show 9. Come on, let me do this.
Yeah, it looks like 10th through 12th is just 709. 9th is 867, and it looks like that's all we're missing from there. 97 entries. This one did get a few more than Sunday and yesterday. quite a bit more actually for an early start. Pretty good prize pool.
Thank you for the advice.
Definitely surpassed the guarantee.
Yeah, they've been getting really good turnouts. Do you know what the triple draw is doing?
Yeah, I believe.
That's such an off game.
Oh, I love
didn't
it.
expect-
I'm so disappointed I'm not in that tournament right now, but the PLO double black chip bounty will be
6
tonight
o'clock.
at 6 p.m. If you're in the area, come on down, take my chips. It's one of the tournaments I'm most excited about this week. PLO's my favorite game. They have 18 people in the triple draw 3-game mix. Those 3 games are Deuce to 7, Ace to 5, and Badoogie. Those are all going to be obviously one winner pots, so that should play out a little faster than yesterday's 8 game, which was a very, very long day. I was eliminated 9th and kind of worried we were going to be streaming that last night because I was completely exhausted that game. Edgar waking up with Ace Queen, just having a horrible run of cards there.
Poor guy.
But yeah, the 8-game mix is just so draining on the
So
run.
he raises to 9K and Will defends from the big blind with 8-5 and flops and gutter.
I'm assuming Edgar and Will are pretty familiar with each other, so I think we may see some interesting playbacks here that you might not normally see in
Right.
an open event, but Edgar is going to find that ace on the turn after calling the flop bet. 32K in the pot.
Edgar bet. Edgar's
Oh,
led the
Edgar
whole
get
way.
the pot.
Yep.
Well, he led the flop. Wow.
Yeah. He was in the small blind.
Okay, he's gonna come.
Yeah. And then he shows the ace queen. I'm not playing. And that's something you do with somebody you respect. You don't want them to think you're just bullying them. So that's what I do. If I'm playing with somebody that I don't want them to think I'm just messing around, I just don't know I have it.
And at the same
I
time,
always
I'm
have it.
sure as pretty good local players, they both know each other. Therefore, I don't want them to start playing back at me either.
Yeah.
If I know they're some of the more talented players at the table.
I'm not stealing your blind. I actually had it.
And I think Edgar has even more reason to do so, being on Will's right.
Yeah.
You know, so if he was on his left, he might be less inclined
Right.
to consistently make it aware. You know, yeah, you were right, but I'm all for never showing cards, but there are situations
There are
like
situations
that
where I do.
where it can be beneficial for sure.
Greg in the 7C with an ace jack. Complete black. He looks like a ninja.
Seat 7 is all in for.
Puts it all in.
He is gonna go all in for 20 blinds still,
21?
correct?
21 bigs. Are we still at 3K?
Seat 8 4, seat 10 4.
Oh, we're
All
4
right,
now.
2K, 4K. That does make a lot more
He's got
sense.
15 bigs.
Okay. He's going to take down that pot. Still 29 players left. Average stack's going to be 167. So we're actually playing a little short on the feature table right now, but I know there's one stack in play at over 400 already.
Who's
So
that? Do you know who it is, or just you saw somebody?
I should know who he is. He's a very good Houston player. Very burly, big, balder guy.
Okay.
Forget his name. He played great in the 8-game last night. He was the one that eliminated me as well, so
He must have been
I'm
playing
cheering
great.
for him. He must have been playing great.
Oh, is it the guy in the 3
Yep, right behind. I should know his name, and
Right on
unfortunately,
Haley's right?
correct. Oh, Haley is still in. I
Haley
did
is
not
in.
know that.
Yeah.
That was my seat where Haley now currently resides. So hopefully she can do better than I did in it. So again, Ken has a pair of 3s and by far the best hand.
Ace jack.
Oh, Will wakes up with Ace Jack.
on the button.
Bad spot.
So, well, it's Will is going to act first. Edgar's, I expect, going to fold. Yes. Now Will's got the ace jack. He's going to raise. It's going to look like a button steal. Ken's going to
Absolutely.
defend.
Ken should defend.
I defend for sure.
I don't know, Ken, but it would also be an interesting spot to play back as well.
Yep. Yes, he does. He just shoves. Open rips
Yeah,
95K, and Will snaps
Oh, and Will
it
snap
off with
calls
ace
with
jack.
ace jacks.
Snaps it off. And he's racing for Ken's life. It's
For-
actually both of their lives. It's Will's life.
Yeah, it's Will's life, but it's basically
Yeah,
Ken's
it's-
life as
yeah.
well. So,
Ken's left with 2 bigs if he doesn't hold
so as we'll see many times, a flip for a tournament life.
a flip.
You know?
171K in the pot. I don't. Okay. I'm trying to think if I call off, like, he put in 10K out of his 82,
Yeah, I love
which
the
might have been a little bit higher.
I love the playback with threes.
And luckily for him, there's only one card that's been full. Ooh, he might win with the 8. Oh, he didn't get it. Though.
Yeah,
He
an
didn't.
8 would have done
The
it.
3 was great.
Wow, and Will is eliminated.
One of the favorites.
I'm not going to lie. If I'm Edgar, I'm a little
happy.
relieved.
Yes.
Even if it's a friend, a
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
relieved
you don't
that
want him on your direct left.
that a
I wanna
very
play
solid
with-
player in my direct
I wanna
left
play
has
with
been
Rick or Ken,
eliminated.
and I want to play with those guys on my left.
Absolutely.
Put somebody
Especially
else
as
in.
spicy as Rick is, it's
Yes.
okay because
Yeah.
the range is quite a bit wider. And Ken has the ability to do so now as well, so we'll see if he starts spicing things up at all.
We are at Champions Social in Houston, Texas, playing the Lone Star Poker Series. Event 7, $400 mega stack.
Beautiful, beautiful venue.
So nice.
I'm just, every day, I'm just re-amazed as I walk in. This is definitely one of the most beautiful venues I've been in. I know I've said that on stream already,
Yeah,
but
it's the truth.
epically beautiful. They've had the players in mind
So
in
we
every
got Ken,
decision.
who
But
upgraded from 3s to 5s,
fives.
and Scott,
Scott
who's
with
upgraded
Jack.
from Ace Jack to Jack Jack. Not Scott having Ace Jack, but his opponent upgrading from Ace
Scott's
Jack to
been
Jack Jack.
playing a rather snug game.
Here we
So
go.
he
Now,
does raise to
Ken
9K.
shipped it with 5s. Is he? Now he has twice as many chips. He doesn't have to ship it. Is he just going to call?
Ken flats 5s. Interesting.
Well, it's a different opponent.
It is. And
It's a
like I
different chip
said,
stack,
Scott's been very snug at this table.
Yeah.
I'm sure that doesn't go unnoticed.
and he knew probably that his other opponent was a more,
Absolutely.
aggressive
Yeah,
player and
absolutely.
would get out of line. Scott flops them about dead with 3, and Rick with bottom pair, open ender, middle set, bottom pair, and Ken still has 2 random 5s that are no good. 16,000.
Is there ever a situation here where Logan jams?
With 62,000, maybe
We're talking 15 bigs,
he might. I mean, there's a lot of. Rick's coming along with bottom pair. Ken? Just like, what if a 5 comes? I'd hate it if a 5 comes.
And we keep in mind the bet was 4 bigs.
Yeah.
So very tiny bet, but tiny bets build pots
Yep.
too. So
Especially when you're four-handed.
absolutely.
So Ken might be thinking, if this guy's showing weakness, I'm just going to take it right now. He is
Or
mistaken.
do I float once and
So many options. I love this guy.
absolutely?
Oh, he fold. He did find a fold. He didn't like it, but he found a fold. All right, now what does Logan do? He's open-ended. He's got 60K. He just bet 16.
This is just having
He
seen
sense
Logan
weakness. No, he
spice
got
it
away
up.
from it. He got away.
Wow. Okay. Impressive. Probably the right move.
Yeah, oh,
Absolutely.
for sure.
But it's also with 14 bigs.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm deciding.
Oh
this
no!
is the
Rick
hand.
is gonna lose all his chips now. He's drawing dead. Check. They're both.
Oh, Rick
yeah.
hits the 3, drawing to a 3. Correct?
No,
oh,
no,
it was
they've been
folded.
folded. He's drawing
The
dead.
other
He's
3
out.
is folded, so drawing completely dead.
Every chip he
Leads
puts in is forfeited.
into Scott's bow.
Scott just call.
Just call, please.
You're gonna get every
Scott.
chip. Relax.
Just call. It's really hard to know that sitting in the
Yes,
seat,
yes,
but when you're that nutted,
Yeah.
I'm always in favor of just a call.
Perfect.
Scott does just call.
Now, lead or check?
I'm going to tell you this. If I'm Rick, now playing with Rick, I don't think Rick's thinking this, but if I'm Rick, I'm scared right now.
Yeah.
Even with ace-3, because Scott is one of the snugger players at the table. Hasn't shown
here-
aggression much.
That's what-
Which is why, if I were Scott, I would lead out, knowing my persona at the table, and then Rick will
Gotta
most
be a
likely call, which
Yeah.
he does.
You have to. I'm losing all my chips there. The heart flush didn't hit. The straight didn't hit.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you all my chips if I have 3 threes and an ace. Well, Scott was just fortunate there that the board ran
Yeah,
out
that
perfect.
was the perfect turn card to get paid
Yeah, it
for
was the
sure.
only. I mean, maybe an ace. He pays him also, but
I
he
s-
definitely pays him with a tray.
A shout out to my wife who's quickly learning poker right now.
All right.
She actually just started getting into the games. She said, jam pocket 5s and get a snap call from 10 jack just when I think I understand poker. But actually, the 10 jack, not that bad of a snap.
That's
you know,
awesome.
it's 10 jack suited is a pretty playable hand, especially at this stage of the tournament where so many hands are going to be going in so wider. She's only a cash game player at this point, so it's a drastic difference between tournament play at this stage. But shout out to Tanya on that one.
So they're commenting on my dress. So if you follow me on Facebook, you'll know that I accidentally packed my son's suit.
Yep, I saw that.
He's
part.
2 inches taller and about 50 pounds lighter. His suit does not fit me well. So I had to run over to Men's Warehouse after breakfast and I bought a couple of new suits. And those look sharp.
Those pants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the black t-shirt
Yeah.
Is just, whatever.
Yeah.
My new shoes my wife told me not to buy.
I like those shoes.
They're
I always
very
like the
nice.
white bottoms. I'm always a fan.
Yeah, people are commenting on the wardrobe because I'm walking around in jeans and a t-shirt, which I don't wear when I'm working. But
When you get your cards, put them over the box for me, okay? And they haven't answered me yet, because I get this out there for you.
satellite. Oh, somebody's asking satellite. A satellite, Jordan, if you're still listening. Some people call them a qualifier. What that is when you play a satellite, you win a seat into a bigger tournament. So your $135 satellite, 1 in 6 will win a $600 seat into the main event this Friday and Saturday. I call them satellites in Texas. Do they call them qualifiers?
I don't know. I mean, satellites what I've always known them as. Some people do call them
they
qualifiers.
don't. Since poker's new in Texas, somebody might not call it anything. Might not know that there is something that you
Yeah,
win a seat.
Jen-
Oh, this is so good. King, queen suited, ace, ace.
Edgar's going to wake up with King Queen. Justin, that was just moved into the 9 seat to his left,
So we don't know anything
is
about
going to
it.
have aces. I've seen Justin pretty deep in a few different tournaments this week. So, but yeah, don't know much about his play style at all.
I just want to say another quick shout out to Danielle. We're in hand 34, and she's made like one mistake. And that
Pretty
was
rock
basically
star.
because the tournament director pulled a player when she was using him, and I never taught her what to do in that situation. She figured it out on her own. So she's doing phenomenal. We have Edgar raising to 8,500. Justin just
three
snapped
betting.
3 bets to 21.5 with aces.
Edgar's sizing up Justin's stack here.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. I was going to say, Edgar's sizing up his stack here.
You did buy breakfast.
I did buy breakfast.
Edgar's
I
gonna
had a
flat.
1 in 8 chance of buying breakfast.
I couldn't believe that. We got down to me, you, and Rob.
Oh,
King
this is bad for
6-6
Edgar.
flop. This is bad for Edgar.
Because a queen doesn't help him. He needs a black king.
He does have backdoor diamonds.
The only thing worse right now is if a queen comes on the turn. Oh, Oh,
Wow. This.
Oh my goodness! Now Edgar's got it locked up, and Justin's got one out because somebody folded the ace of diamonds. They both think
Now
they're super
still
strong.
slowing down.
And
Check
Justin,
on the turn.
Justin might be scared. Like, man, this is exactly how you'd play a king. Raise, check. Now he's gonna bet. I think no matter what he does, Justin calls unless he goes crazy, and then Justin might find a fold. But Justin never raises here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think Edgar's leading pretty fair to the pot
he
size,
did-
yeah, and Justin's
did
just
just
gonna
call.
flat. So
And
Edgar's
that's-
gonna get away with that one with the king on the turn.
It's interesting how much he would have called, but I don't think he was happy about calling off what he did.
Yeah, it looks like I didn't see the bet size, but it didn't appear to be all that big. Four great, so 25,000 maybe.
Josh said, "Who's the play-by-play guy?" Dude, we defend Jack 6 pretty much everywhere. Okay. I'm going to give that a laughy emoji.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Jack 6 clubs sometimes. Maybe.
Okay.
Pick a suit. I like that. You know, crazy hand, pick a suit. If you get it in that suit, maybe run with it. I don't know how often I'm defending with it, but I'm a snugger than
It
GTO player.
I love that comment, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg's going to wake up with jacks in the small blind, so Scott on the button is waking up with king, queen of hearts. I'm assuming if it folds around, we'll get a raise from Scott. Oh, Ken's going to raise the king 10 in front of him, though.
Okay.
C6 call.
Scott's just going to flat.
Seat number 7.
And Greg's going to stick his last 62,000 in with jacks.
It should show up on your, when you go to YouTube.
That was funny. I think that's funny that he's telling you Jack 6 is defended everywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone showed me a GTO chart where it is, but I am not not that wild.
What's Edgar doing? Counting out a call?
All in for 66,000.
I think he's counting out Greg's
That is seat 7.
stack. So Scott's gonna
Edgar
yeah.
already folded.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Scott's
that's
gonna be
what's
put to the
going on.
test with king, queen of hearts here. He definitely does not know he has two overs.
Yeah, 50K. He's I think if you're calling with Jack 6, you have to call king queen. But for 50K, oh, he's got 300. He's got 260K.
I can tell you this: Scott is not one to call with Jack 6.
I know.
Yeah, but he is gonna flat. It looks. Oh,
Yeah,
he's gonna flat the all in.
He's
You
gonna
like
flat
that?
the all in.
He's
He's
gonna
not gonna
flat
raise.
the all in, guys. It's been a long week already.
All right.
So a little better than a flip. Greg getting his money in there.
But previous performance will tell you that the underdog hits. He needs a king or a queen, and we've folded 2 kings. So he's got 3 queens and 1 king left.
And a heart on the turn makes it a little more interesting.
Wow, 13 outs. And a jack misses everything and actually improves Greg that he didn't need to.
Yeah, so Greg is going to find the double to about 40 big blinds, I believe. Average check at 180. We're still at 27 players. Playing for that 89.65 up top. 12 players getting paid.
For a $400 tournament.
It is nice for a $400 tournament on a Tuesday. I've been rather surprised, especially with so many large events going around the country. It's been a joy to see some travel in for this.
Yeah, we had a lot of people here for the kickoff, the $400.
Yeah, the kickoff was what, over 400 entries?
Oh, over 500.
Over 500.
Yeah, it was really
So I
good.
knew it was.
We had we streamed all of the A flights, or excuse me, the day 1 flights, A, B, C, D. we did not stream B because we were too close to bagging by the time we were ready to stream. So
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah, yeah.
stream B, but we streamed C and D. Both when we got to 40 players, we moved them into this side room.
I really like that they've been doing that too. Edgar's going to wake up with Ace King in the small blind. Scott's
King Queen in the cutoff.
looks like he flat. Oh, he did raise to 16. Okay. I was going to say that would be an interesting flat from the cutoff. King Queen raises. Edgar with Ace King of Hearts.
So Josh just said, "Sorry, I have a hard time not saying dumb stuff."
Oh, there we go. She
No.
brought him back.
Yep. And that's Danielle accidentally hit fold instead of call. The F and the C are right next to each other on the keyboard. She corrected it, which
Sorry.
Scott raised first.
Yeah,
Scott
Scott did
raised to
raise.
16,
I
then
knew
Edgar
that.
called.
Yep. I wouldn't have been disappointed with a 3-bet from the small blind, especially playing the hand out of position.
And Scott outflops him. And Edgar is giving him the death stare and looking at his chips.
Raises to 20,000.
Seat 6, 20,000. Right here, seat 10, just on the picture table.
So Edgar bet out 7,000 on the flop, and Scott raises to 20. So Edgar put out a little blocker there with his king. See where he's at. I like that instead of just check calling.
I do like it too. It stinks that his hearts aren't coordinated either, so you're hoping to take it down there.
He gives Scott a smile. I don't know what he said, but he gave him a smile. Okay, back to what Josh was saying. Sorry, I have a hard time not saying dumb stuff on Facebook. I'll stop now. I obviously could never do commentary. I say so many dumb things. But overall, reactions about player strategy should have a basis in something. Just being, whoa, that's them Texas guys. Oh, they love them suited cars.
I definitely may have overreacted to the Texas play. I was really referring to one or two players that happened to be at the feature table, not Texas players as a whole. But it definitely probably came out that way.
I think it's more of a reference of how exciting it is down here when we were playing in the cash games. It was really fun. So that was not meant to be a derogatory term
No,
to Texas players.
not at all. I love it. You don't get the action you get down here anywhere since maybe Florida, 5 or 6 years ago. And it just creates a much more pleasant atmosphere.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's more of
People
a
are
home game.
excited.
They're not all sitting here
Absolutely. And
like they're mad to be playing poker.
I think that's also just a huge advantage to having the card clubs over casinos. There just seems to be a more positive vibe, period. And I love that about Texas. I've been spending a lot of time down here in Texas over the course of the last few months, just because it is more fun. It's just a more enjoyable way to play poker when chips are getting tossed around and we're all having a good time. And Champions does it really well. I've been to several clubs here in the state, and this is by far, to me, the most beautiful club. They put a lot of work into it. So pretty unproductive hand here. Rick's gonna bet the flop and take it down with his bottom pair. Still 27 players left. Blind still 2K, 4K, with a 4K big blind Annie. Logan down to 15 big blinds. Scott working himself into the feature table chip lead once again. Getting some of those chips back that he had previously given up.
So I think my wife is listening. She texted me, "You seriously better not have just bought a bunch of new suits and ties." Okay. Of course not, honey.
Nope.
I've had these for years. She doesn't know. She's not listening.
7 raises to 21,000.
She doesn't Facebook.
So Greg's gonna raise with Ace Jack. Justin on the buttons got King 9 of Hearts.
10 fold.
He elects to lay that down. Rick folding the Ace 4, and I think that Ace Jack is most likely gonna get through with Ken in the big blind. And it does.
Okay, 27 players remaining. Round 12, halfway through. We're going to have a break in 15 minutes. Scott at the top with 239,000.
Small blind for 3.
Edgar, Queen Jack, and the hijack. Scott on the gun with an ace.
Seat 6 raised to 16,000.
Scott's opening up a little bit more as well, which is nice to see. He's gonna raise to 4 bigs.
8 fold. 10 fold. 1 fold. 2 fold.
And it's going to get through, picking up a small pot there. Still 27 left, 12 getting paid. Average stack of about 30 bigs, still some playability. I really enjoy that. Scott working back up to 250,000 chips. Logan and Rick pulling up the rear for now, but that can change in the blink of an eye.
3,000, 6,000, 6,000.
So small blind, 3,000, 6,000, 6,000. I can see some cards, please.
Seat 7 fold. 8, seat 8 raises to 16,500. 10 fold, 1 fold.
Edgar with Ace Jack is going to raise to 16.5.
Fold. Seat 6 calls 16,500. We are heads up.
Scott's going to defend the 5-4. Don't hate it. 9-7 flop. If Edgar continues, I would assume he would take it down.
Seat 8 bets 10,500.
Scott does elect to lay it down. I do like that Scott's opening up a little more now. A lot of times when you know players are moved to the feature table too, you do see a little different style in play.
You guys never get moved to another table, you'll be in good shape. Yep. Good. All right, thank you.
Jordan says, I know what a satellite is, bud. Thought it was a satty. No, this is a $400 mega stack. I could easily see the misunderstanding, though, with the word mega in front of there, because there are a lot of mega satellites and things of the such. But no, this is a one-day $400 event. They are going to play down to a winner tonight. And that winner, I believe, is taking home over $8K. Let's pull those up. Well, they're not there anymore. I believe it's over $8,000 they're going to be taking home to first place. Top 12 making money. Justin is going to jam 81K with the ace deuce of diamonds.
You don't have to call the all-in. Was it folded?
Blinds have gone up to 6K now, so at least in my book, pretty standard shove there. I know ace deuce go either way with 15 bigs for sure.
It subtracts or whatever, takes the blinds out. So the all-ins, you don't have to,
Still 27 players, it looks like.
you don't have to announce any of the all-ins.
Logan down to 8 big blinds, gonna have to make a decision soon.
Raises, bets, everything else but all in.
I didn't want to hold my big line.
16,000.
Two folds,
Like you're definitely running good, Omar.
six folds, seven folds.
Ace-6 versus ace-6. Spades versus clubs.
Eight folds, 16,000.
As my wife says, Edgar's got that card mojo going on right now. But it is Rick who flops the flush draw
One all in.
and elects to jam the ace-6 of clubs for 48K. So we're not talking, what, 8 bigs looks like. Edgar does lay it down. So yeah, if you guys are in the area, by the time you hear this, in about 10 minutes, the PLO Bounty is going to get kicked off. That is a $400 event with a $10,000 guarantee. I think it's going to far surpass that. It's going to be a double black chip bounty. $200 for everybody you take out tonight. Should be a fun one. We've got a lot of PLO players in the room.
One fold, two folds.
I ran out there to make sure that they were streaming this. So if you're playing a cash game or a tournament in the outside in the main room, you can watch this live action. How many calories are in cough drops?
I hope there's not many calories in cough drops.
I'm eating them like they're candy over here.
I thought it was candy. Interesting to know they're cough drops. They don't taste like cough drops.
The ones that these new ones are cough drops. The ones we had were
The ones before.
they were vitamin D.
Well, I'm going to be full of. That's good.
We're good.
It's good to maintain during
Poker
during
players
trips.
sitting
Yeah,
here, not
absolutely.
in the sun at all. Yeah, these are definitely cough drops.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You can tell the
have
menthol.
to find some vitamin D then.
Menthol, not menthol. What is it called? It's not called menthol. Whatever cough drops has in it.
Scott leads out. Looks like what, 11 maybe? Yep, 11K. Both Greg and Justin do have 2 overs. Greg's gonna lay down the 8-9 with the back door. Scott's gonna pick up that pot. I think that's what happens most of the time there. The first one to bet it's gonna get it.
I think so.
Logan's sitting under the gun +1 with 8 bigs. I think we'll see some movement soon. A lot of people reacting to the Edgar hand in chat after it was shown. The aces versus the The king that found the boat.
Yeah.
That was a doozy for sure.
So what do we got? 4
Ken's gonna open with A7 of diamonds to 16.5K and take it down. Total prize pool of 31,000. What was the guarantee? Just 20, I think. We were talking about that there. We didn't know what it was.
Today is Tuesday, 11 o'clock, 20,000.
20K, so 50% over the prize pool. Pretty decent. It's crazy. People want to play poker right now. That is for sure. It seems anyone throwing events have found quite the turnout. Well, Rick's found the aces now. We'll see if some blind versus blind action may. Justin all in with the queen 9 on the button.
Whoops.
Rick immediately all in with aces. And Ken folds the deuces. Stacks are going to be pretty similar in size as well, so.
Yeah, Rick's all in for 77. He's going to get a little rebate.
And that'll do it.
3 aces. Rick boats up. Not necessary.
So we are down to 6-handed at the feature table.
They will, you can see the floor in the background balancing, so we're going to get somebody new.
Looks like the triple draw 3 game is up to 23 players.
Nice.
It's good to see.
Our good friend Jeff Grimes is in there. I walked by him when I was checking on the displays out there in the main tournament area.
He was one of the many that got to enjoy a beautiful breakfast.
It was so good.
It's one of my favorite places to eat when we're on the road.
First
watch, yep.
Never been there before.
They have them several major cities all over the country, and I know whenever we're in St. Louis, several of us that are here also, we eat there every morning when we're on the road if there's one nearby. It's consistent, it's
Play the
good.
credit card roulette.
Yeah. The tip game? What do we call
gratuity
it?
game.
The gratuity game.
Hashtag
the gratuity game.
On
That's
Facebook, if you want to see the action, if you want to see me lose a $160 tab this morning, $162 and change.
Yep, and then the rest of us split up the tip, which is fun to watch. You should go check out one of those videos if you haven't. Eric's been doing them for a long time.
Like, share, I love the attention. I say that as a joke, but I really do.
We all like attention.
I do.
And we're blessing people at the same time. You've blessed a lot of people, supported a lot of restaurants. Edgar with 9s here. No heart in play.
Yeah, there's no heart. There's an ace on the board. When you bet, somebody calls.
So Edgar leads and Rick elects to raise.
That is great with middle pair.
And to 33K, 25 for Edgar
Edgar
to call.
just has to fold the best hand, right?
Yeah,
Unless he can get a soul read.
I think the only way you continue here is if you have a read on the player or the play style of the player and you decide to play back and make a decision to put Rick to the test for 109.
Yeah, if Edgar
but
calls, he knows something I don't know.
I think
I'm
the
folding
frequency
every
of
time
that,
here.
I think the frequency of that would be so light,
Well played,
so
Rick.
small. Yeah, absolutely. Edgar's forced to lay that down almost every single time. It's just a tough spot to.
Yeah, it's
if you flat there, if Rick continues on the
Yeah,
turn,
then
it's sticky
You're
again.
just forfeiting your chips because he could have flopped you dead.
Yeah, if you're that sticky on the flop, it's going to be that sticky on the turn and that sticky on the river most of the time. Have you guys talked about the celebrity bounty at all?
Not at
oh my
all.
gosh,
Not at all.
you guys, the tournament we
Is that
as
Thursday?
Lone Star fam, it is Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. So this is a tournament a lot of us are the most excited about. It's a $600 event. There are going to be surprise bounties all over the tournament. Everyone's going to have a bounty envelope. Some of those are going to be zero. Some of those are going to be all the way up to pretty good amounts of money. When you bust a player, you can either open their envelope or your own envelope, which is kind of cool. So you're kind of gambling even within. And there's going to be $10,000 in added bounties. Previous Lone Star winners, I think some local $1,000 prize pool as well. So pretty good sized prize pool. Other than the weekend tourneys, that's a good one to fight for. That's going to start at 2 o'clock on Thursday. I am super amped for that.
What's the starting stack on that? 30K?
I believe
30-minute level?
I don't know. I have the generic
That's what
schedule.
you have this. You don't have the structure. You just have the
Yes, I just have the schedule. I can find the structure though. I know where one is, but a bunch of us are just looking at that as
It looks like a fun one.
a fun way
For sure.
to have a blast.
You don't have a lightning charger, do you?
I believe I only have a USB-C with me.
I'm at 2%, and I need to find one. So I'll break it.
If they call it
So Ken with Kings in the cutoff. We'll see if there's any action before it gets to him. And there is. Edgar raised his 13K with Jack 9 of spades.
What is he wanting?
Ken's gonna 3-bet to 27. Looks like Greg folded and Edgar found the call. Yep, we're going to a flop. Of course, when we have kings, what flops every time? The ace. So we'll see if that slows Ken down. I don't know if it will. Edgar checks. Ken does bet. 25K. And Edgar lays it down. Flopping a naked backdoor flush draw. Never, never fun. We are down to 26. Scott still in the lead at our feature table with about $250,000 in chips. Logan still sitting at around 8 bigs. He did get through that button passing him though, which can be a feat when you're down that low and card dead. Been there many, many a times. I'm sure we all have. Not going to see what Rick laid down under the gun there. Logan does have an ace here. Ace of diamonds, 8 of spades. He is going to elect to get it in. Again, I think we're talking 8 big blinds here. So
Call it, he's good.
with a bet of 50K, Greg stack size at 114. Personally, I think we're folding or jamming. At the same time, you do have Edgar and Scott behind. No, Scott should have. Scott is folded. It just hasn't recorded. There we go. Decision's on Greg. He does elect to fold. I don't think we'll find a call from Edgar, so Logan will take that down. Should take him up to about 10.5 bigs. Edgar definitely the fan favorite for sure. A lot of reactions to a few of his hands. Logan now up to over 10 big blinds with the small blind and the ante.
Take them all back.
Logan folds the 8-9 of hearts. And we are going to have a 10-minute or 15?
Oh, you know what? It's 15 minutes. My
I was
clock
going to
is
say,
wrong.
it said 10. I'm pretty sure it's 15. So, players will, or why? We might be off. What level are we in? We were off the other day. Level 6K. Yeah, we should have a break here shortly. But before we do, we have some hands here. Scott's got 10 jack in the high jack. He elects to raise to 16K. Rick in the small blind with king, queen of diamonds. Rick does flop a king. King 5-3. It was pretty much the battle of the flop there. Everyone with different holdings. Rick checks his king. Ken follows. Scott leads out 12K with 10 jack. Rick flats. I love the flat there from Rick, changing up his style now that he has accumulated some chips. It's always nice to be able to get that stack back to where you have a little more play to. Rick is going to lead this time. Sounds like 36,000. And Scott's going to lay it down. Raising the flag on that one. So we are now on a 15-minute break. Sounds like someone just got eliminated from one of the side tables or something crazy happened. A lot of reaction. What? Do you know what happened on the side table?
I did not see
You
that. I was
don't.
walking by as they went, oh! Yes, we do now have a 15-minute break. What happened was Danielle started the clock that we see right now. When they started playing, it took the floor 2 minutes to walk across the card room to start the official clock.
Correct.
So they actually got an extra 2 minutes of play for that last level.
Thought something might be a little off there.
So we're good now, and I changed the clock so it says 15 minutes. We've got another 14 minutes on break. We are synced up, and we are going to break.
And I don't think I will be back until maybe the final table because the PLO bounty will be starting shortly.
Sounds good. We'll find somebody to get in here, Tom.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
I would never do that to you. That's really bad card. Before the jacks? You're a man, bro. You're a man, bro. I snapped on that. Man, don't even lie. Jack's got you beat right now, right? Jack's got you beat right now, right?
I'm holding already, so it's okay.
That's why I play football. I play for the mental challenge. I don't play. I mean, money is fun, obviously. This is not life-changing money. I mean, I don't know anywhere in the U.S. for who 9K would be life-changing. Maybe a blessing.
Oh, that's right.
I really, he doesn't. You definitely messed up. Either he has 8 or he drops, air was not flush draw. Alright? Or I didn't get a diamond. Oh, so spade. Spade is good, so you can charge a spade. I raised you. Raising me. Yeah, you would save money. Because, I mean, you did save money, what I mean is, because if you raise me, I think you should save. Oh, he's throwing jacks. He's not raising the flop. The only other hand that I think you can have is pocket nine. No, pocket nines and pocket threes.
Adds up.
You know why you went all in, right? You went all in because you said you had the same thing. That's why you went all in. But honestly, I really think he had enough though. You know why? He hasn't, he cannot check. Let's say he has 10 check of clubs. If he has 10 check of clubs and he turns
If
flush,
you have extra green.
he's not gonna let us draw
Skinny
the
these
nut
guys
flush.
up too.
So that's why he has a nut flush. That's the only flush he can check and go all in on the river.
What do you want?
That's why when the river came and he checked and he's thinking like, I looked at it, I was like, okay, I know he's gonna bet. I almost raised him. He's not bluffing. Right, he's not bluffing.
I like to do the six. So this is 150? Randy, are we good over there?
Yeah, that was 150. I verified.
Are we doing chip ups?
No,
Oh, yeah, the color. Are we coloring up the chips? Did you finish your color up?
yes.
Can I get exact chip count starting with Rip in the 1 seed, please?
Yes.
I do play this game.
Oh yeah. The mental challenge is way more rewarding for me. Like bluffing someone gives me way more
I was playing,
adrenaline.
you showed up about 5 years ago, the guy, Roman,
Fabulous job. I've been telling everybody how good job. Now we do have a hot mic still, but you did a fabulous job.
So that means I'm done. Oh, okay.
245.
2, 4, 5.
I used to play a
I actually need another person to go on the commentary list with me because everybody's playing in the tournaments.
Yeah.
I'll take 100 off of there.
I did, I was like, wait a minute, that's their weekly, I was like, why does it change?
Yeah.
I missed it. And I think I changed it like 5 hands after.
What happened was, you press go before they press go.
172.
All right.
172.
Yep, he won the race. So now at every break, we do a chip count.
Okay.
So if you made any mistakes, no, don't count them ever. So if there's any errors in the last 2 hours, we fix them right now.
Okay.
62,000.
62,000.
She's smart. I mean, ladies tournament, a lot of ladies play very passive, so playing hyper
Probably
aggressive.
because
But
he's
she has
playing a blind,
playing hyper aggressive.
or pay blind or something.
You can play hyper
I
aggressive.
did, I know, oh God. What time was that?
Okay, so
200. 229.
229.
Randy?
We are going to 4 and 8, so I'm going to fix that right now before we forget.
Okay.
Hang on.
I wasn't even playing my regular game.
Good job. Remember to do that. Really good job. I told everybody what a great job you did.
100. 122.
Way off.
7,000.
They should make the men play ladies tournament. They got paid double. Be a great.
No, you know, okay.
119. 119.
So I did get scared though when one busted out and I noticed I didn't get the blinds. I was like, oh my God, he's got chips left. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, what happened? You know what you did on that one? on the river, he bet
What's that table number?
and he folded. You had him folding
26.
instead of betting.
That's 25, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's when I had to
You
go
went,
back.
you went fold, and so it took him out and it gave the chips. It said, well, he folded his full house, so your pair of fives wins.
Right in the middle?
So it moved the chips over here, and I was like, no problem, let me delete that guy, and let me add 24,000 to Edgar. And I'm like, I don't know how that, and I was thinking, I don't know, did I miss? No, I don't
Nope, you
know.
didn't.
And I'm like, oh, I know what
Sorry,
happened.
Lou, what do you
No,
need?
it's
She
okay.
hit fold, it was bet fold, she didn't hear the bet, she clicked fold. Now Edgar is out of the hand, and Ken has the best hand, so, oh, that makes sense, okay, no problem, no problem.
/24.
Delete Ken and give Edgar an extra 24,000, and we're back.
Says. It says go from 20.
So we're-
I did do, and I was like, oh my God, he told me, and I'm like trying to
I
take
don't
it back
care
real
what
quick.
it says up there
It's
now.
okay.
Right, I follow you, I
I
follow
was starting to
you,
get
you must follow
frustrated
him.
Yeah.
because.
Just now in here, because I was following you outside, right?
and I'm
Yes.
like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
go
it
from
changed
the
once
table
we came
to
inside.
the
Yep,
No,
yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now
And,
we're going
and with the
back
masks, you
outside.
can't
I just
see
asked
who's talking, so sometimes you have to be on the whole time, like watching, listening, everything.
And I said, okay, he's asking me about the future table, so I'm trying to catch
Yeah.
Jeff, like, I need you in
Yeah,
here.
I just go, no, I can't talk to you, talk
Okay,
to somebody
good.
else. That's, and at first I thought I was being rude, but like, I'm working, I can't talk to you,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, text him, like, I need you, I need you.
Yeah, Mike, why are you wearing a badge that says Sean on it?
You went 9 breaks, right?
What?
You went 9 breaks?
Yeah, the tweaking for here, right?
Yeah, I was at 9 breaks. We good? We good?
And then a couple times I'm like, oh, your cards didn't show, and then they folded them, and they didn't pop up.
And that's fine, I was almost gonna hang up on someone, and that wasn't my phone.
Oh,
And I just snap hang up on anybody that calls me.
that's fine with me.
Wasn't one of them dead spread?
Yours was, no, it started up one day.
Oh, you were behind me.
I was
Yeah, you got the
pushing
deal.
it. Yeah.
The PLO table?
Yeah, only go from half a down.
Get a couple bucks though? I got a big goose egg.
Like 10,
I got a goose egg.
10 or 11.
It's all good.
Yeah, oh, I got goose yesterday. Told you you're gonna be fair. I redeemed myself for yesterday.
Who's 24?
No, but
Which one? 24? This technically is 24, yep.
Says I'm going to 24, so.
You're gonna still listen to, yeah, I guess so.
That makes sense.
Why, is that guy out?
I just pushed him. I just got pushed.
Oh, you pushed him, yeah, oh, okay. Cause I saw him on that side of the table, I thought you just walked in the room.
I want that one right there.
Okay.
You know, will you watch this table over here for a minute?
I got
Yeah,
technically,
you're on
when
break,
they
right?
changed, when they did the color up,
Seniors
every
bathroom.
more than one player got the same color chip on it.
I was wearing that trips over there. I guess it's good.
Why did you do that? What did you do to my table?
No, I'm just gonna watch, he's taking a piss.
That's fine.
They want to leave one green on the feature table.
Yours is a break table, right? Oh, gee, only suited up one day.
Yeah, cause I mean, we only did, should I have done both?
Well, technically, when you push into a table that doesn't have a shuffle, you should switch the text.
Oh, because only just used for one day.
Really?
Because they didn't want it there.
That's fine.
This table I only have one day.
Well, that's green for you.
Oh.
The minimalist?
Cause at first I was
Doesn't
I
matter.
was
It really
swapping
doesn't
out
matter. No, just like if, when we're on the road and there's no shuffle machine, we always set up two decks. And then when the person pushes in,
It sounds like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, we did?
You're supposed to, but do it every morning.
here, the shuffle machine is already one in there. It's already mixed up. Ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Look at me work.
Now, what we have to do,
Okay.
since they spread the cards, 2 of them went on the 1 seat, so it thinks there's a 1 seat table.
Oh, okay.
That's all, we don't have to do that. Can you pull up the cards, please? Because it reads like somebody has those cards.
So hit go,
It go. Okay.
and then we're gonna hit misdeal.
Oh, cause his hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have thought that hand was whatever, probably
When
like
you
ace two
started?
of spades or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so now it's empty.
Alright, so I always check that when I come back. If they're blue, I need.
Make sure they're not blue,
Okay.
because that's just the thing.
Next, yeah.
And so hit go, misdeal, and it starts everything over.
Okay. Will do.
Fabulous job.
Yeah, I keep trying to scoot over so I can see it at the same time.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't want, I was scared I was gonna pull
Here,
your stuff.
go ahead. Don't trip on those. You've got lots of room back.
So that way when I don't hear the
Yep.
fold, I
You
can
see
see.
it. Yes. And what I try to do is move them around.
Okay. Oh, there's a little.
This. Yes. Definitely, yeah. Just what you do, have them come over here, tell her their name and exact chip count, and then sit down. But they have to do it between Exactly. So warn them, when they're reading, get your exact chip count, and then go tell her so that they don't sit down and sit there and talk. And they have to do it between hands, because she can't type anything in the middle of the hand. Got it?
Okay, we are back. Low. Event number 7, the $400 Mega Stack. We have 25 players remaining, just about to break a table. 12 will get paid today. We lost Tom Hudson. He is playing the PLO tournament at 6 o'clock.
One raise is 20,000.
It's always interesting to see how players act after the first break when they get to chat with their friends and family who may have been watching them on the stream,
I know 3 hands you folded before I could tell you.
to see what changes, if they become more aggressive, if they start picking up pots, how they react to the other players on the stream. We are on hand 52 of the feature table. Everybody who was scheduled to commentate is still playing in a tournament somewhere. We've got the $400 Mega Stack right now going on with 24 players left, or 25 players left. We've got the $400 Triple Draw 3-game mix, and the PLO Double Black Chip Bounty just started. So everybody who was going to commentate is now playing in a tournament. So you're stuck with me for another hour until somebody busts something. Rick raises to 22,000 with ace king in the cutoff, and Ken defends with 8-9 suited on the button. Ken flops an open ender, but the queen will not help him. So he needs a 7 to get a straight, or an 8 or a 9 to get a pair, and he just folds. So ace king takes it. Edgar, ace queen suited under the gun, makes it 20,000. What are the blinds right now? 4,000, 8,000. Ace 7 folds on the button. Looks like Scott calls and Greg folded. Edgar pairs the queen and Scott pairs his 6.
That's 23,000.
Calls 23,000 on the flop. With 2 outs, he needs a black 6. We'll see how much Edgar will try to extract with 102,000 chips in the pot.
8 is all in.
All in for 96,000. Somebody just kicked my camera. I don't think Scott can defend that. It's he's actually taking longer than I thought. Oh, he does let it go correctly. Scott on the button with a playable hand. Raises to 20,000. Greg folds pocket 2s. Edgar with a suited 10 tray in the big blind, getting a discount, but he lets it go. Scott's picking a premium hand. He's got the ace jack suited now in the cutoff. And Somebody might give him action finally because he keeps raising. He's looking like a maniac, but he's had cards to back up his play the last 3 hands. Greg folds. Edgar folds. Rick calls with a worse ace. And flops middle pair. He outflops Scott. Scott has 3 outs now. He go ahead and leads. Instead of giving Scott a chance to bluff at it, he just leads on the flop and takes down the pot. An extra 24,000 in the stack.
So who we adding? What? Secret, what's your name? Derek? D-E-R-I-C-K?
And it looks like we lost the 25th player, so they broke a table, and we're going to have a full 8-handed game now.
Alright, stack.
Danielle's in the background inputting all the new players and chip stacks.
What's the friend's name?
Bar,
Alright, I'll get your chip stacks in a second.
593.
Thank you.
3 calls. 4 folds. Oh, I'm sorry. 16,000, 16,000.
I'm putting it.
6 calls, 7 folds.
Alright, what did you say for,
3 made 16,000.
3 made it 16?
Okay, good job, Danielle. She recovered nicely.
1 call.
She's going to need to tell Derek to put his cards over the reader again.
Where's 10?
10 up hand, you do out of hand. 3 players.
Okay, we don't know what Derek has, but Rick flops bottom pair and a straight draw. Ken flops an open-ended draw. And Derek folded, so it did not matter what he had. So Ken has an overcard and the open-ended straight draw. 10 outs, they're all clean. Nobody's folded a 7, a deuce, or an ace. So he goes all in. Rick is ahead, does not think bottom pair is ahead right now.
Y'all want to stop it right now?
One fold.
And it works.
Which square is down over here, 9 or 10?
Where is your button?
It's on the 1 sheet.
Derek has a 100% V-pip, the one hand he played.
I have that.
Okay.
Dara at the opposite end of the spectrum has a 0% V-pip. He folded the one hand he was dealt in. Let's look at those new chip stacks.
4 folds.
593K, so Tom was right. The chip leader is still chip leader, and now he's in our 9 seat. Derek comes in with 190K, 23 big blinds, lots of chips for him. Lots of room to work.
Seven folds.
I haven't seen a 3-bet.
Eight folds. 10 calls. One fold. Two folds. Three folds. Heads up.
So Scott raises to 17,000. Dara calls. I need to find out if that's Dara or Dara. We have Rick, Ken, Derek, Logan, Scott, Greg, Edgar, and I'm gonna say Dara. I'm gonna go find out though. It is Dara. Dara with the chip lead with 3 tables left. Getting a massage at the feature table.
8 raises. 21,000. One fold. 10 folds. One fold.
Edgar has the ace jack in middle position.
3 folds.
Nobody has anything to fight back with.
4 folds. Eight raises, 20,000, 10 folds. One call. Two calls, 3 folds. 4 folds.
Now I think I saw Edgar with ace queen and he still has chips in front of him.
Quarter to flop.
Okay. Let's see if Danielle can fix this.
6 chips.
So Danielle has not fixed her
1,000.
action yet.
Fold. Fingers on.
Yep, see she's wondering what happened.
6 folds.
She's gonna ask me what's going on.
No, I want to be there. I wanted to play heads up with her, which you have a jack game. I should have a high chance of playing heads up. I want to be
Eight calls.
Give us just a second. Oh, I know it was, yeah, but when she went all in, I couldn't give you action. I mean, I still would have. It was a good move. Yeah, no, yeah, so we're good. That's okay. Yep, you've done that. Wow. So, no problem.
A little technical difficulties there. The dealer said 7 folds because we are 8-handed, but he was sitting in the 8 seat, so Danielle accidentally folded him when he was in the hand. Unfortunately, he flops ace queen. He flops a queen when I think it was Ken who was the beneficiary of that hand with bottom set of 4s. A little bit of user error there. First time she made a mistake that she didn't immediately correct. Not a big deal. The chip stack sizes are going to be off. She's doing a great job.
They folded it?
3 players. 3 and 4 both folded. 2 call, 3 and 4 folded. 5 call, 6 shot. 3 6 and 7. 6 and 7. 6 2 bets, 25K. 6 fold, 7 fold.
Hold on. Where's your blind?
My button is on the 16th.
Your button, so your small is 7?
Yep. The winner is 25,000. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 folds. 6 folds. 7 folds. 10 folds.
That hand is all completely off, and I told him hold on and kept the other one. So
So, what we do,
that whole hand is
this hand's done, so click on go, click on this wheel. Now, move the button right now. Move that button over to Greg. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Small blind over here. No, that's big blind. Then hit one more. Then go. Yep, we're good.
2 raises, 23,000. Three calls, 4 calls, 6 calls, 7 calls, 10 calls.
fold or call?
Oh, cool.
1 call.
You have to enunciate with the masks in the background noise. It's very hard to hear between call and fold.
Fold on.
4 folded all the way to
2 bets, 25,000. 3 calls.
Click on that. Click on bet. 25,000. Call.
2 bets, 30,000. Freeman's all in. Three raises. 16,000. Four fold. Six fold, seven fold. 10 calls. One call.
That was funny. Danielle wanted Sean to stop the game so she could catch up, and Sean says, I cannot stop the game for your TV show. Which he is correct. So the stack sizes might be a little bit off, but we're caught up now. And when the dealer does not communicate loud enough in this room with the background noises of 3 other tables and the players and the extra activity and the mask muffling between his saying call and his saying fold, it's very difficult to run the action tracker. She is, like I said several times already, doing a phenomenal job of keeping up. And there's our good friend Derek Contreras in the 3 seat wearing his Run Good Gear t-shirt. He's been in the commentator's booth several times this weekend.
Seven is all in. 10 fold, 1 fold, 2 fold, 3 fold. Alright, guys. That's my time. You do like coming in. Good luck, everyone. I was expecting you to hurt the tail. Was that bad?
Logan, it says he has 1 blind left in the big blind. I don't think that's accurate, but I cannot see his hands.
I was expecting.
He's over there in the 4 seat.
Can't be worse, really. It'd be hard. It'd be hard to be worse.
I was assuming that the ball is included in your range. When do you play your favorite card?
One raises to 25,000. 2 folds, 3 folds. Let's go. 4 all in.
Okay, he was all in.
14,000.
So that was accurate.
I'll just take quick 9. I'll put it
Okay, Logan flops an ace. And he locks it up.
5 big to the dream.
Okay, he did have 14,000. That was accurate. Dara, chip leader, ace 10, under the gun +1. I expect him to come in with a raise.
One call.
Raise to 17,000. Rick calls with a jack 10.
4 fold.
Folds around to Scott in the big blind, who lets it go. We are heads up. Ace 10 against jack 10. Queen, jack, deuce. Rick outflops Dara, but Dara has 6 outs still. At any ace, any king.
1 raise.
13K from Dara. Rick. $35,000. Dara calls it extra 22.
Check, 1 check.
And Dara misses. Rick is going to check behind and show the jack to pick up the 124K pot. And we are just a couple seconds away from the blinds going up. This will be our last hand at 4,000, 8,000.
Alright, dealers, next thing we got, next thing, what up? 6,000, 12, 4,000, big blind.
We're gonna stay with
You're saving it?
yeah, still 4-8
Okay.
for this hand. Thank you. 10 fold. 1 fold. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 folds. 6 calls. 7 checks. 3 players. 6 checks. 7 checks. 2 checks. 6 times 13. 7 folds, 2 folds. Blinds are up, 6,000, 12,000, 6, 12, 12.
Down to 21 players.
Stuck out there. Alright, so let's go. 1 fold. Raises to 24. 2 raises to 24,000.
Here's cards on the square sheet.
There they are. Ken has the ace 5. Good job, Danielle.
24. Raise the 24, fold, fold, fold. Everybody else folds, and then 10 calls. Heads up.
Dara defends with the 6-4 in the big blind.
Good.
Check, 10 checks. 2 bets, 15, fold.
Ken had the best hand the whole time. The flop just solidified his opinion of having the best hand, and he picks up the pot. Moves up to 353,000 chips. Puts him right up at the top of the leaderboard, just behind Dara. See that again. That went away too fast. All right, Dara, 43 big blinds. Ken, 29 big blinds. Logan back down to 1 big blind again.
2 folds, 3 folds, 4 folds. 6 raises to 27. 7 folds, 10 calls. 1 call. 3 players. 10 checks. 1 check. 6 checks. 10 checks. 1 check. 6 bets, 23,000. Fold, fold.
Okay, Scott bets the scary turn card and picks up the pot.
Three folds. 4 folds. 6 folds. 7 all in. 80,000. 10 calls. 80. 1 fold, 2 folds.
A6 against 6-6. Oh, and a 6 on the river is going to, or 6 on the flop, excuse me, is going to end everything. Greg needed running aces and did not get it.
Player down.
Unfortunately,
Number 7.
the rich get richer with Dara up at 635,000 chips when the average is 242. It's nice to have about 2.5 times the average.
He's outside. You need him? Nope.
Good job, Derek. I was going to warn you to put your phone down before picking up those cards.
Can I get it on the box, Dara?
Thank you.
I think after the 75th time, you'll get it.
6 folded, right?
All right, now
10 folded.
with the 7, 8, and 9 seat open, Danielle can see the table a little bit better.
His side.
So she'll be able to tell the difference between the folds and the calls.
Three calls, 32. Heads up. Three checks.
Okay, Derek flops the flush draw.
40,000.
Rick has no part of it, and he leads out with for 42,000. Straight bluff.
All in, number 3.
Okay, and that's going to end the hand. Derek had a bluff that did not work. Posture just a little bit for the TV time. You don't want people to think they can push you around constantly, but you have to fold that hand. $20 players left. Event number 7, the $400 Mega Stack at Champions Social, brought to you by the Lone Star Poker Series. Check out these payouts. First place, almost $9,000. 10, 11, 12 are picking up 700.
Six raises. 25,000. 10 folds, 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds, 4 is all in.
4 is all in. No. Nope, he did that wrong. Fold him. There you go. Good job.
You need a player there. You got it.
Down to 19 players as Logan exits the tournament area. We are 5-handed at the feature table. They will bring in a new player.
You bringing in a big or you want me to? We have a dead small. Hold on. Okay.
Just hold on, they're in hand. You lost 2 4?
Yeah. 4 and 7 was gone.
I got 7 and
Yeah. 4. Yeah. 4.
Hands over. Hands over. Come on over. I have the call.
It might be bringing this.
Can we bring it in?
Oh yeah.
Who is it?
I'm going to go help Danielle when they bring in the new player.
Put her in the small
It's a
one?
dead small one. Two big. You'll be one day. Yeah, then you'll be big.
Glad you think no. So they're putting her in the small, making her the big, right? So,
There's no small blind.
Right. Yeah, there's one day. Big over?
who's the big over? 'Cause we're
72.
Put her in the fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say that twice.
Yeah.
Susan, right?
72. 72.
Physically a little bit. Susan, you're gonna be in the 5 seat. Just put your cards. Just sit there. Just put your cards in the 5 seat.
Right.
And then put the big one right there.
And then, okay.
And now say go. I was watching. I knew that was gonna happen. Yes, one big.
Oh, Andy, give me one big. I don't think you take half of it on my tip.
Nah, cause it'll stay there and then she'll be small. Nobody messes with it.
Okay. A little confusing part of the tournament, balancing the tables, and the new player came in as the big blind only, so there was still a dead small. And I had to go help Danielle put Susan in the correct spot and move everything around. Everything's perfect. And our new player actually took second place in the women's event 2 days ago. Her name is Susan Samuels. I first met Susan at a HPT event in St. Louis in February that I was working. And so I had a friendly wager with Tom Hudson in the commentary booth. He gave me 3-1 odds because Susan was a 3-1 dog in chips. And it was a fun heads up battle. If you did not get a chance to watch it, go to twitch.tv/thefeaturetable and watch it. It will be on there for, I think, 90 days, maybe 30 days. I don't remember how long it will keep it before it automatically deletes it, but it will also be on YouTube. If you want to watch a fun heads-up battle between two ladies who know how to play poker, The Feature Table.
It was all on the face. I mean, I like it.
You can't see my face.
You got information.
No, I was flabbergasted by the thought that he might go for this one. I didn't say anything.
Back to the action. Scott in the small blind with ace jack is going to be in trouble because Ken in the hijack wakes up with king king.
2 races to 33,000. 3 folds.
33,000.
Folds.
It's going to fold to the small blind, and Scott, I would imagine, is going to defend, if not 3-bet. He does let it go. All right, he knows something I don't. I think I defend from the small blind if I'm Scott, but he must know Ken better than I do and doesn't like to play the ace jack out of position. All right, he escaped with no damage. Susan with 120,000 chips is the short stack at the table. But she was a short stack at the final table of the ladies' event.
3 folds. 5 folds. 6 folds. 10 folds. 1 call. Heads up. 1 check. 2 bets, 25. 1 fold. What's that? We're 800. Oh. Yeah. Well, I'm okay with it now. Thank you.
Susan wants to be 9-handed. We must have 18 players left, and she wants to break another table.
6, 12.
That's what we were talking about earlier. This series starts out 9-handed, and when registration closes, they move down to 8-handed. Which is great for most players. They can have a little bit of room, not feel so crowded at the table.
31,000. 31, yeah. 2 folds. 5 folds, 6 folds, 10 folds, 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds, hands up. 2 checks. 3 ducks, 12,000. 2 folds.
We got a few boring hands in a row, not a lot going on. Rick has a pair of 4s in the hole.
1 raises to 30,000.
Makes it 30,000, and I don't think he's going to get much resistance. Oh, except for Susan, who looks down at an ace and has 100K. Rick calls it off. It's a classic flip. Susan's actually in better shape than she probably was afraid she might be, having 2 overcards. 7, ace, 9. Oh, brick. Hey, thank you, Susan. It was fun watching you play again. It wasn't really. Sorry you came to the table so short stacked. We'll see you in the next one for sure.
Throw 'em in the right spot.
Yep, yeah. Between the front and the 3.
Yes.
That's small 100. Tenfold. 1 raises to 30,000. 2 calls. 3 folds. 6 calls. 3 players.
10, 20, if you're talking about.
6 checks. 1 bet. 55. Yeah. 2 folds.
Down to 17 players in the tournament. 12 get paid.
Yeah.
Hand 80 of the feature table. Now we have some real cards. Rick with the pocket 9s under the gun. Playing it tricky, he just called. He's probably going to fold around to Scott in the small blind. He folded ace-jack last time there was a raise in front of him. But with Rick calling, I think he's going to be more aggressive and actually raise. Probably...
The 41,000.
41,000.
10 folds.
Does not want to play out of position. Would like to take it down right now. but I think Rick will come with.
One call.
Great flop for Rick. Scott's going to continue for probably 106,000 in the pot. Let's say 50,000.
6 bets, 34,000, one's all in.
34,000. Rick just shoves 329K, effectively 176K. But Scott's going to posture and fold. He's not going to call with the ace jack. Valiant effort, Scott. Well played, Rick. He wants them to hold up. There's only 5 players at the feature table. They need to balance.
Alright, we're down to 16 players, we're doing a complete redraw, everyone listen up. So this is how it's gonna work. Table 23.
Quick redraw.
AK, Shine?
AJ, yeah, I want to.
Okay, you're in seat 1. Brendan Clayton, this is table 23, Brendan Clayton, seat 2.
That's 23.
Feature table. Let's hold up. Just remember your seat number. Kenneth. You're in seat 3. You're in seat 2, yep. Rick Stevens. Rick Stevens, you're in seat 4. Yep.
We could do that.
Rick Stevens, where you at?
Right here.
Alright.
When you're distracted and you can't fix it, we'll just pause until it shows.
Seat 6.
And we're down to how many? Is that down to
Seat 7.
Is he moving his towel?
Must be whatever. Yeah, it must be this.
Can I just move it like Darius moving his here? Can I just move it?
Well, you have to change it with the.
Do I just drag his name?
Alright. Alright.
Yes, that should be 4, right?
I just need your Larry. That's my favorite. You're going to seat 3 over there. Haley, you're going to seat 1 over here. Patrick Phillips, seat 2. Laura Hope, seat 4. Wesley Pike, is that your real name? 5. Darren Hicks, 6. Sun Kim, 7. Scott, 8.
Ken, are you staying?
I'm going to here, it says. When they all sit down, I will read off all their names and give you exact chip count.
I was trying to pull up the
Yeah,
last
you can if you know them.
Okay. Because I think I lost the pen.
Yep.
You did? Sean? Yeah.
I go by AJ. I told him to put me as AJ on my car, so that was easier. Can they change that now or is it too late?
Alright, back to the deal, please. Alright, so we got Will, Tim.
Let's start at. Tell me where you start.
What's that?
Tell me where you start.
Okay, I'm gonna start in the 1 seat.
Okay.
1 seat, what's your name?
Hold on. I'm going to 1. I think I still have the other 3 close.
What's your name?
I know.
Akshay.
Spell that.
It's AJ.
AJ, I go by AJ. If they could change that on one seat, if they could change that on my
It's
car.
AJ now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, yeah, change it to
I
AJ.
know, on our screen it's gonna be AJ. How many chips do you have, AJ?
249.
249, Danielle? Humble.
49.
Coach?
Well, basketball. So we're calling our coach?
Coach.
Okay.
I'm gonna get exact chip counts, so if you don't know them, count them while we're waiting.
I got 504. Normal. Now, baby.
$285. Ken in the 360 has 312. Did you know the 4 seats?
You said 312 for 10?
312. Did you know his name?
Is it Derek?
This is not Derek. Derek moved to that seat.
No.
Okay.
You want to skip him?
Rick.
I don't know.
Rick?
Rick? Put down Rick in the 4 seat.
Okay.
481.
481.
Right on top of each other. Inside that box.
On top of each other.
Yep. Nobody in the 5 seat? 6 seat, Dana. D-A-N-A.
Okay.
295.
295.
7 seat. Kim. 155. 8 seat. Dara 545. 545 for Dara. And Dara, no, what's your name?
Asian Will.
Agent Will. And what's your chip stat? 504. Eight?
No.
Yep.
Button.
Nope. Oh. Who's, okay, so it's, put it on Agent Will because he said he was the Asian player.
Oh.
So one more, and then this one's gonna be on coach. Don't forget the table, right? AJ's gonna be on Manny Cat. Sixty-well, 16 players. We're good. You can change hands on one leg.
And how much of my hand? One hand up?
Okay, if you guys did not listen to the little speech I gave at the beginning of the thing, you cannot have headphones, you cannot be in a hand and have your phone. When you're out of the hand, you can have your phone. These cameras are always running. The microphone's always running. You can find it on Facebook.com, The Feature Table, Twitch.tv/The Feature Table, Twitter, The Feature Table, and YouTube. And I'm not sure what's out on YouTube. But you can search for it. I'm ready if you are. We are at 6,000, 12,000.
7 minutes left. Yeah, we're stuff up and down. Buttons in the 8. Stuff up and down.
Buttons in the 8.
Right players, we're playing. We're paying.
Okay, we are back. We did a full redraw with 16 players left, 2 tables.
So he's the last player.
Had to get exact names and chip counts for the remaining players on the feature table. We have Brenda in the 2 seat asked to be called coach. And Asian Will in the 10 seat.
You said 4 phones?
3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10.
After this hand, we'll look at the chip counts and see what we're working with this new group of players. So AJ called from and AJ folded. Seven minutes left in level 14. 16 players left. 12 of them will get paid.
I wanted to see if he was actually going to do it.
We've got Dara still up at the top with 545,000.
I want to be on the screen for at least 5 minutes. That's why I didn't go over.
I had the video. I can kind of use
Oh, that's wrong.
Four fold. A lot of them.
AJ in the 1 seat on the button with pocket sixes.
I ate my wrong.
7 call.
7 limped with the 9-10 suited. It looks like Dara raised to 27,000 with the 8-10 suited. Asian Will folded his hand. Now AJ on the button with a pocket pair, facing a lead, a bet from the chip leader, and he lets it go. Coach folds.
3 call.
Ken defends his big blind with a 4-6 suited. I like those small suited connectors. And Tim comes along with the 9-10 suited. 3 Jack 9. Ken flops a flush, and he is drawing just about dead against Dara's flopped a bigger flush. That is unfortunate for Ken.
Wow, that's so sick.
Unfortunate. Now he's out. That was everything is going good for Dara. And here we have another dealer who did not put the cards over the reader, so Danielle has to look over his shoulder. And it's pretty irrelevant what card it is because Ken was drawing dead on the turn. So I'm just going to click on the 2 of clubs because it doesn't matter. Next hand, go. All right, Ken is eliminated, flopping a flush, and he's eliminated. Dead small. Man, that's the exact flop you want when you have suited connectors. You're looking to flop a flush like that. Unfortunately, Dara just flopped a bigger flush.
It was nice that I was drunk so bad. I was like, I'll probably show you like got the right here. At least I'm out. Yeah. 6 fold. Yeah.
Dara running pure with ace king. This time Rick has pocket 7s in the big blind. AJ with ace 10. He might just be getting fed up with Dara raising every time, but he lets it go again. He does not want to tangle with the chip leader. Pocket 7s calls. Tim with the 9-10 suited this time. Already has some pots committed, so he makes the call. Tim flops middle pair. He's got a 70% chance of winning this hand as it sits. Checks around. A jack gives Dara a straight draw. Gives Tim the straight draw. Rick's going to take a stab at it with an under pair. Tim folds. Wow. Okay. Well played, Rick. You got Tim to lay down the best hand. And then Dara picks up the king, which would have gave Tim the straight. Oh, that could have gone so much more differently. There's a flush out there. But Tim could have picked up all those chips. That's a tough one.
Seven fold. 8 fold. Ten raise 27.
$27,000. One fold, two fold, four fold. Six fold. Eight folds, 10 folds. One fold. Two fold. Four raise, 10,000.
I'm sorry, 8,000.
30. 30. Seven fold, six fold, six fold, seven fold.
Alright, mega dealer, it's time for us to play on next hand, we're going up. 8, 16, 16, 16, next hand.
Blinds are up.
Eight, I mean, 10 fold. 10 fold. One fold. Two raise, 30,000.
Coach with the ace king this time.
Four fold.
Nobody has anything to defend with, and she just picks up the blinds and antes.
Okay, and we're going to 16, right?
8 and 16.
We are at 8,000, 16,000 with a 16,000 ante. Danielle updating the software in the background. $15 players left. Dara 5-5.
One fold. Two fold. Four call. Six fold, 7 fold. 8 call. 10 check.
Blinds are 8, 16.
8 check.
Not a bad flop for Dara with the 2 5s in the small blind, but he's going to check and let Asian Will take a shot at it, and just Rick calls with 7-6. That's ambitious, and he hits it.
4 check. 10 check.
Wow. A 6-card straight.
4 bet 50.
50,000 into a pot of 108,000. So just a little half pot bet. I don't think Asian Will is going to call anything with fourth pair. And Rick picks up a pot. Nice pot. Voluntarily putting in pre-flop Rick 37%. Dana down at the bottom with 0. They just sat down though. So Dana in the 6th seat has not played a hand since they no, it shows he did play a hand. Oh, he was probably in the blinds, that's why it didn't affect his VPIP.
4 raise, 40,000. We're gonna fold the 10, 9. 6, 7, 8 fold. 10 fold. 1 fold.
Not that for that.
That one's good.
Thank you.
Four raise, 40,000. 6 fold, 7 fold, 8 fold, 10 fold. 1 all in.
Rick with the ace king under the gun against AJ with the king in the small blind. That's going to be a raise all in call. Rick needs an ace. There's 2 of them left. He does not get it. AJ with the full boat picks up the pot. 442,000. Puts him up at the top of the leaderboard.
You're lucky, honey.
Last time I was over 2 kings in the blind, the other blind had aces.
You don't know how much I'm starting to steal, and she knows.
I don't care about
Down to 14 players, I think 7 and 7.
I didn't miss out.
I hear you.
I'm having fun, man. Bless either way.
Doesn't need you knocking that down the throw. Don't have all the children to move you. Fight for that.
Well, you definitely made me sweat.
6 fold.
7
8 fold.
I was telling myself, no club or trump club, I'm trying.
10 raise. To 27,000. 32,000.
What is it?
32,000. 10 raise, 32,000.
Asian Will makes it 32,000 with Queen 7 suited in the cutoff, and it's going to get through neither Rick nor Coach. Oh, I'm wrong. Coach folded, but Rick defends with the 7-5. Okay. Rick flops the gut shot, needing a 4
4 bet, 55,000.
for a straight or a 5 for a pair. His 7 is no good, but he's just going to lead out on a scary looking flop. It will not work because Asian Will has a flush draw, piles in his chips, and Rick has to fold. 111K increase to Asian Will's chip stack. I like the heart, Rick. It would have worked had he not flopped the flush draw. Maybe. What do I know?